Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't done one of these me and my clothing rail types of videos in ages, but I'm back with one of these inspiration videos and I'm super excited because today I'm going to be talking all about how to pack light for a city break. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that today's video is actually part of a paid collaboration that I'm doing with Oh My Bag at the moment. Oh My Bag is the company that's made this little dream bag of mine that I use all the time and I have used for the past 2 years. And we've teamed up together, so I have provided you with a little how to care for your leather bags guide over on my IGTV, and I've also made a blog post all about it. So I'll leave those links down below for you in case you want to go check them out. I'm showing you guys in particular how to care for a nice brown leather bag like the Lucy bag here. And like I said, this video is part of that paid collaboration and I'm super excited to be working with them. It's a brand that I've had on my radar for a really long time. As you guys know, I'm on a low buy challenge this year, so giftings from brands and things like that is something that I keep on a low. And they actually respected that, which I think is super cool. They agreed on me just showcasing a classic bag that they still sell and that I already had in my collection instead of handing me in anything new, which I think is pretty cool. If you don't know Oh My Bag, it's a Dutch handbag company. They have very high ethical standards, very high sustainability standards as well. They are very transparent, and if you want to know more, I'm gonna leave a link for their website for you guys down below. So let's get into the video. Today's video is going to be all about what to pack for a city break during winter time. And as you guys know, I went to Berlin in the end of January, so very recently. And this is actually exactly what I brought with me to that trip. So I wanted to showcase something that you can pack into a carry-on suitcase, so something that doesn't take up too much space in a small suitcase. And then also something that is super versatile. Last but not least, something that you can stay warm in but feel chic and look chic at the same time. So that's what today's video is going to be all about. Let's start with the inner layers. And I've mentioned this a couple of times before here on my channel. I did a winter layering guide a couple of years ago, which I will link on the screen for you right here if you want to get some of my best tips on how to layer up for winter. So starting out with one of the inner layers, this is actually a sports tee from Organic Basics. I would show you the leggings as well, but they're in the wash right now, so I'm not gonna dig those out. The cool thing about this is that it's not really meant as thermal underwear, but I just use it both to exercise in and I also use it as thermal underwear. So this is definitely my top tip. It's probably a no-brainer, but invest in some great thermal undies that you feel comfortable wearing as your inner layer, something that doesn't scratch, something that doesn't make you sweat too much either, and yeah, something that fits underneath your everyday wear as an extra layer to keep you warm. Let's dig into the rail that I have here. So I'll start with all the clothing and the shoes. I brought this amazing faux fur coat with me. This was a gift from Rocket Vintage back in December, and really it's more part of my winter occasion wear capsule, especially my festive wear capsule, because I find that this is just such a staple, especially for December and all the festivities in December. There's just something really classic about a faux fur coat like this. But I just thought, you know, winter is gonna be over soon, luckily. And I just wanted to get full wear out of this coat before I pack it away for the spring season. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna bring it with me to Berlin. So I actually wore this and I brought this as my only coat. I would say it's not very practical, obviously, so do bring an umbrella if you choose to wear something like this, like just a little foldable umbrella you can pop into your day bag. This is so warm, it's like wearing a big bear hug all day, and I felt amazing in this coat. The next item I want to share with you is actually not something that I brought with me to the trip, but it's something that it just struck me afterwards that that's definitely something that you could bring with you. I didn't have any events in the evening, I only had daytime events, so I only wore something very casual during my trip. But if you have some evening events, a nice item to bring with you could be a blouse like this one. This is from Armed Angels and I love this blouse. It's part of my occasion wear capsule. And let me just say quickly about my occasion wear capsule that many of you guys know that I do like to cross over certain items sometimes. So just because I have some go-to pieces in my occasion wear capsule. It doesn't mean that I can't sometimes cross them over and use them together with my everyday wear. You know, something quite magical happens sometimes when you wear something a bit more festive, even on a grey Wednesday. But yeah, I would highly suggest bringing a nice blouse like this, just in case you have some evening events and something that you want to dress up a bit for, and then you can just accessorize the whole thing, bring a more fancy bag as well. I'll show you all of the accessories later on in the video. This is just such an easy piece to dress up and down, and it doesn't take up much space in your suitcase. Let's move on to the jumpers that I brought with me. So the first one is this cream jumper from H&M. I know that I'm not supposed to be hanging my knitwear, I only did that for the sake of this video. But this jumper I've had for, I'm not sure, but well around 7 to 8 years. And it's from H&M, so nothing fancy, but it's made in real wool and it's just been holding up really well. It's really thick, very comfortable. It has a tiny bit of scratch to it, so I do tend to wear something like that, long sleeved top underneath it, or at least a t-shirt to protect my super sensitive skin. And you'll find out that the only types of jumpers that I brought with me for this trip is roll neck jumpers. And that's probably another tip of mine, to really think about covering up your neck. And I don't know, sometimes I don't want to wear a scarf because I feel like it, you know, then you're really bundled up and it's not always that comfortable. Sometimes it can feel quite snuggly, but sometimes it messes up your hair, or you're just not in the mood to wear a scarf. So I'd say wearing a roll neck jumper so you can protect your neck and stay warm and keep any colds away, then yeah, bringing a roll neck jumper is definitely one of my best tips. The next jumper I want to share with you is this lovely one. I added this to my winter capsule wardrobe by the start of the season back in 2019. And this is also another piece from Armed Angels, and Armed Angels is definitely one of my favorite ethical fashion brands. Lovely brown color, it's made in 100% organic cotton. It's really thick, very warm, and very boxy as well. I actually quite like this fit. Drop shoulders, it has some nice details here. It has these really cool slits towards the sleeves as well, which I think is such a cute detail. The same here, it has a stepped hem and a slit in the side down here. And I'm just obsessed with this whole color theme, like these pops of brown, especially with the bag to tie the whole thing in nicely together. Also brought a pair of brown sunglasses that I'll show you in a minute. I was just into this whole monochrome color scale with some pops of brown. Love that color combo. So let's move on to the bottoms that I brought with me. First pair, both of them are jeans. I might as well just say that right now. Big surprise, probably. So the first pair are these vintage Levi's jeans, and I also wore these during the travel, and I just love these types of jeans. I feel like they hook me in all the right places, and although they don't have any stretch in them at all, I actually find them quite comfortable. Sometimes I do need to open the top button if I've just eaten or if I have to sit down for a really long time, but these are those types of jeans that I am willing to compromise just a little bit with comfort for, because they just make me feel amazing and I like the way that they look on my body. I can't live without a pair of vintage Levi's jeans in my wardrobe. Simple as that. So the next pair of jeans that I brought with me, I thought, let's shake things up a bit. Let's go wild. Let's bring a dark blue pair of jeans. So yeah, I brought a pair of jeans from Armed Angels. These are also made in 100% cotton, and they're very similar in the hand feel to the vintage Levi's jeans. I will say that no one makes jeans as perfect as these like original old school Levi's jeans. There's just something about them, the fit, the hand feel, everything. But these come pretty close. They have more of a regular waist, I would say, so they don't give that same old school snug fit as a pair of Levi's jeans, but they're definitely a great substitute. They do carry these in a light blue wash as well if you're not so much into this mid blue kind of wash. But yeah, I just thought, you know, it's always nice to bring another pair of jeans to the trip in a slightly different color. You might realize that I haven't brought any dresses or any dress pants or anything like that for a special occasion or an evening night out or something like that. It's just because I'm such a huge fan of blue jeans. And I'm the type of person who would gladly wear my blue jeans with a more fancy blouse like this black shirt that I showed you before, and then just dress the whole thing up with some accessories, do my makeup all nice and put on a fancy bag, things like that. Put on a nice edgy boot and then I'm good to go. You could definitely swap out the dark blue jeans for a pair of dress pants, maybe a skirt of some sort of maxi skirt or a leather skirt, and then bring a pair of tights instead if that's more your thing. Let's move on to footwear before going through the accessories that are sort of like my staples for a trip like this. So first up, I actually ended up traveling in these and also bringing these Acne Jensen boots that I've had for years. Bought them pre-loved years ago and I still love these boots to death. It's my favorite boot of all times. I think that if these were to like be totally worn out someday, or if I were to lose them or something like that, I would have to just buy the exact same boot because I love them. I often got questions about these regarding the size, and I bought mine secondhand, so they were kind of already broken in, but they were still quite tight when I got them. So I definitely say if you buy them, maybe size up half a size, maybe an entire size, because then you can always pop in an extra insole to the shoe if they're a bit too loose. Again, it's one of those pieces that you can wear throughout the day, but you can also wear them during the evening. So with the shirt and with a pair of jeans, like I just said before, it looks amazing. You could also swap these out for a pair of flat Chelsea boots. I also have my Dr. Martens flat Chelsea boots, which are super comfortable. I often tend to go for those if I'm going on a city break or some sort of a travel where I know I'm going to be walking a lot, because I actually feel kind of like wearing a pair of sneakers, but they're just more warm because it's a boot, obviously. And then you could bring up another pair of fancy boots or shoes for an evening night out if you are willing to do so, and if you have room in your suitcase. This was just as much to save some room. Again, I love those pieces that you can use both during the day and in the evening time, because then you don't have to pack a lot. The next pair of shoes that I brought with me was obviously my Veja V10 sneakers. This is another one of those shoes that I get a lot of questions regarding sizes about, and I would say I have a normal European 38, and that's my regular shoe size, and they were a bit like stiff and kind of tight around the foot in the beginning, but I would definitely say they break in beautifully. I've worn these to several holidays now and they are super comfortable. So yeah, just brought those, and I actually wore them on the last day because I was a bit tired of walking around in those boots, so I just wanted to give my feet some more rest on the final day, also because I was going to travel home in the evening, so I knew that I had like a long day in front of me, and a pair of sneakers are just perfect for that. So let's move on to the accessories that I brought with me for this trip, but also just in general accessories that I feel are sort of my staples for traveling. When I know I'm going to be exploring a lot, I'm going to be running around all over the city a lot. The first bag that I want to mention, and this is actually sort of my go-to travel bag, I also brought it with me to Berlin, is the Lucy bag from Oh My Bag that I mentioned in the beginning. Also have it in black, and they're both equally beautiful. I chose this brown bag a couple of years back when I got the bag because I just feel like I have enough black bags. And it's often really nice. It's a nice touch to add a brown bag to your outfit. It kind of breaks it up, especially if you like that very monochrome color scale like I do. This is one of those bags that just gets more beautiful in time. I mean, you can definitely see that it's been used a lot. It has some scratches. It's like the color looks a bit like dodgy some places, but I don't really mind because this is sort of like a vintage inspired kind of bag, if that makes sense. So I just feel like it makes it a lot more beautiful than, you know, you can actually tell that it's a bag that's being used. If you want to know how I care for this bag, like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm gonna link to an IGTV that I did recently in a blog post where I'm gonna be sharing all about how to care for this very bag, or just a bag in this color. You can just fit so much into this bag, like it's incredibly spacious inside. Right now I have my keys, I have like this little pouch with some concealer and some other things that I bring with me on the go. I have my wallet, I have some gum, lip balm, usually have my phone down here as well. I can still pop like a foldable umbrella on top. I can bring a pair of gloves and a hat. Sometimes if I'm lucky enough, I can even bring like my camera, the small camera that I have, I can pop that right into the bag. So it's just super practical and spacious, and that's why I love traveling with this specific bag. So I use that as my daytime bag, and it's actually the only bag that I brought with me besides the canvas bag that I also had with me throughout the days to put any like groceries and stuff like that into. I didn't bring this vintage Chanel bag with me, but like I mentioned before, it's because I knew that I wasn't gonna go out during the nighttime. I knew that I only had events during the day. But definitely if I knew that I had something fancy to go to throughout the evening, this is what I would bring with me. This is sort of like my fancy evening bag. I definitely wear it throughout the days as well, but it just makes me feel a bit more special. So if I know that I have a special occasion to go to, this is what I bring with me. So let's move on to the more wintry kinds of accessories, and I have a great collection of scarves, like not a huge collection. I have like my classic gray scarf, my classic beige scarf, and then I have a few scarves with some sort of a pattern. I've had this scarf for years and it's sort of like a leopard scarf. The thing that I really like about this scarf is the fact that it's not so thick around my neck. Let me just demonstrate. I feel like sometimes if you wear scarves, especially if you have loose hair like I have right now, your hair can look kind of like wild and like out of place, and sometimes I'm in doubt whether my hair goes outside of the scarf or if I just wrap the scarf around my hair. First world problems, I know. So what I like about this scarf is that I feel like it looks great even though I have loose hair, because my hair doesn't look all wild and weird and big, and you know, I don't have to fuzz around with it too much, and at the same time it adds something else with this leopard print. I love leopard print, as many of you guys know. It's sort of like my basic types of prints, and I don't wear prints all that much, but leopard print I can get on board with. Some other accessories that I brought with me was obviously my leather gloves. I've had these for many years as well. I think I've had them for maybe around 6 years. These were also a purchase that I made during my days as a designer at some sort of a sample sale. And then I brought my Carhartt hat, which, yeah, I think it's just like sort of masculine and sort of sporty. It gives me those sporty vibes that I love to also throw into my looks. I think throwing in some things that gives more of a contrast to whatever you're wearing is something I've always loved doing. And again, it's a really small detail, but I like the fact that the hat has this little brown thing here at the logo. I just feel like it ties the colors really nice together. So if I'm wearing like these things and then my brown bag, for example, then it just looks really nice that the hat also has a little pop of brown. It kind of ties the whole look really nice together. So let's move on to the final accessories. Another thing that you could bring with you, I again didn't bring this with me because I didn't have any evening events, but another thing you could bring with you to sort of sass up your day looks to an evening look is a belt. This is another go-to of mine. It's from And Other Stories, and I've had it in my wardrobe for years. I think it's still available. And then also a pair of earrings, or just in general spicing up your whole jewelry look. Anything like what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a lot of jewelry today. Layered necklaces, a lot of rings and things like that, and definitely also some dangly earrings. So these are from my own brand. I'm going to show you them in the cutaways. These are the Dune hoops with a star pendant. So the final thing that I want to share with you is a pair of sunglasses. And these are a pair of brown Ray-Ban sunglasses. I'm actually not really sure what this specific model is called. I think they're just called the Wayfarer. I bought these secondhand on Vestiaire Collective by the end of 2019, but I just haven't been able to wear them because it's been so cloudy in Denmark. Luckily, we had a sunny day in Berlin while I was there, so I was able to wear these. The reason why I think that they're not like a typical Wayfarer is because, yeah, I don't know, I feel like they're a bit more of a cat eye in some way. I'm not really sure if this is what the classic Wayfarer looks like, but I was looking for a brown classic Wayfarer to add to my sunglasses collection last year because I have those black Erica sunglasses that I've had for, I don't know, 7 years, and although there's nothing wrong with them, they have like a matte coating and it's just started to like peel off several places on the sunglasses, and they just don't really look that nice anymore. So I've actually kind of downgraded them to my car sunglasses. So they're just like a fixed part of the car right now, so I can use them if I'm driving and I've forgotten to bring a pair of sunglasses. And then kind of replace them with this pair for everyday use, and I just love them. I feel like they look so chic, so edgy, and kind of like those Celine sunglasses, but less of that trend vibe that I feel like the Celine sunglasses have. I feel like this Wayfarer model has been here for so many years, and it's not something that's gonna disappear anytime soon. It's not something I'm gonna get tired of looking at anytime soon either. So love them, and I highly recommend looking for sunglasses pre-loved on Wisteria Collective if you're looking for something similar, because they do have a lot of sunglasses in there. Oops. So that is it for today's video, guys. That were some of my best tips on how to dress chic for a winter city break of some sort. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any additional tips in terms of winter layering or anything like that, leave any comments down below, or otherwise do make sure you check out my winter layering guide, because there are many more tips in that video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you around. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye guys.
Let her know, I gotta let her know that she my white horse, she my medical. She like my baby mama, know how to take care of me. Give my baby problems, you gon' regret everything. So I let her know